Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Women's Council NARAP Memphis's Zoom call as we get ready and prepare to discuss urban farming in our communities. Conversation with Mr. Reggie Veggies. We're going to go ahead and start off with prayer, and we're going to get started. God, how we thank you for this moment. We thank you for this opportunity to get to educate ourselves, as well as being able to educate our families and our friends and communities about the opportunities in urban farming. Help us, God, to be able to process this information and be able to apply it in our lives, and to be able to help somebody else that maybe this is their opportunity to start building generational wealth, and not just in housing, but in urban farming. God, we thank you. We ask you to bless our speaker and bless all of those who are, all the participants that are here tonight. Have your way. In the name of Jesus, we pray, and we thank you so much. Amen. Amen. So let me introduce to you all Mr. Reggie. Mr. Reggie Marshall is here, and he is a retired registered nurse who has a true calling in the agriculture industry. And we have seen that in real time, because we met him at one of our Let the Church Say Amen events, and his information was so phenomenal that a few of us had to just follow up and go out and get our farm track numbers and just do some more things so we can actually get ready to do some urban farming. He is a member of a number of agriculture organizations, boards, and committees. He can talk about that like during his presentation, both locally and nationally. Reggie Veggies was born out of one of his nursing goals, which was to bring healthy, nutritious produce to his community. With this being the driving force on his vision board, all of his work has centered around this one core principle. He has tried to be an example in his community so that others will join and continue to grow this vision. With a background in healthcare, Reggie knows that the best medicine is food. We are what we eat. Reggie's mission is bringing nutritious food to his community while providing the tools to grow, learn, and thrive. So thank you so much for being boots on the ground for Black farming and for introducing us to the concept of urban farming. So without any further ado, I introduce to some and present to others Mr. Reginald Marshall, who we call who is the owner of Reggie Veggies. Thank you so much. You have the floor.
Oh, thank you so much, Stephanie. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can
Okay,
everybody
great.
hear? Okay.
Great. Again, thank you for inviting me to speak to you guys. And I was talking to Stephanie before you guys came on, and you guys are really in a really good position to affect urban agriculture in Memphis. And the reason being is because the politics are taken out of it, right? So you come in contact with customers and community members all the time. The USDA right now is in a position with the Biden administration and now the Harris administration. They've put Black folk in a really good position to move forward in agriculture, especially urban agriculture. They created a number of urban ag offices across the nation, and Memphis is getting one. I was just telling Stephanie, I'm on this Tennessee State Farm Service Agency Committee, which is the lending branch of the USDA. And until I was asked to serve, out of all the things I do in agriculture, I didn't know how FSA worked. So I didn't realize there was a state committee. I was asked to serve on that, so I said yes, and I was nominated, and I'm on that committee. One of the things that we do, which we're going to be doing in the next couple of days, is selecting the person for it's called the County Executive Director position for the Urban Ag Office in Memphis. And that person actually runs everything in that office when it comes to loans, programs, hiring people in the office. That's the structure that's been in place for decades. And I just found out about it 3 years ago, right? The county executive officers rather, one of those rolls off every year. Now I was telling Stephanie, if we get enough people like y'all, some of you are registered for farm and track numbers, that gives you the right to vote in Shelby County. So if enough of us are registered to vote, we can probably for the first time have all Black county executive committee in Memphis, which is important because not only do the programs from NRCS, which is the Natural Resource Conservation Service, come through there, but all the loans. So we went through a hiring program with Dr. Jada just recently. And one of the things I stressed to young people who were hiring is that in 1 year, they can actually start buying land in Memphis by way of agriculture. So there's a program that FSA has that could impact a number of kids and families in Memphis. They have what's called youth loan program, youth farm loan program. And what that is that gives a child at the age of 10 the opportunity to get a $5,000 loan from Farm Service Agency. It's not parents don't have to co-sign for it. It's to start an ag business. So aquaponics and hydroponics are urban ag initiatives through NRCS. They can start that kind of business and impact their family. I built a model the size of I think it was 2017, 2018 Impala about 6 years ago, using those dimensions and building it 6 feet tall. At the time, I priced the lettuce for $3 a head, and and with hydroponics, you're growing quickly. So that system could at the time could generate $30,000 of gross income for a young person. So that's the impact that this can have on a family. And it doesn't cost $5,000 to build that system. So, and two, those same young people can buy land to start an ag business. So what these kids have been doing in rural America is they will go get a loan to buy a cow, right? They'll sell the bull calf when they have a bull calf born. Some of these kids, and they'll do that year after year, they just keep buying more cattle. Someone will leave high school with 30, 40 head of cattle, right? So when they leave high school, yes, have a question?
So, okay, so when they get the $5,000 loan, is that they can get that every year, or is this a one-time loan? You're saying once
No,
they,
they can pay it off and keep getting it.
okay, so every year
Yeah.
they can pay it off, buy stuff and then get it again.
Right, because that's
Okay,
what they do with the cow. So
okay,
they'll
gotcha.
buy a couple of cows and sell the bull calves, and pay the loan off, and just keep doing it. So over time, in 8 years, they got 30, 40 head of cattle. And when we talk about food scarcity in Memphis, it's going to be happening in more places in Memphis. And some of you may not realize there's a shortage of cows as well. So in 2014, the price of cattle went sky high, and people started selling off their herds. Especially people, if you're in a lot of debt, right, and you have a chance to sell those cows and get out of that debt, you're going to do it. And so now you got large cattle farmers liquidating their whole herds. I just read an article just now. 3 large farmers liquidated their herds, and each of them made almost $1 million. So to walk away with $1 million and you're not having to get up and feed cows every day. You're older. There's no, so we've been in a crisis, and they haven't advertised this, right? Because people will panic. And I'm telling you, because it's important that we take agriculture and mold it into our young people, because at this point we may see food deserts in Memphis, but it's just going to get worse. Okay. And another thing that's happened in America that people haven't told us about is there's a crisis in the potatoes in Idaho. So last year, most all of our potatoes came from Canada. That wasn't advertised. And the price of tomatoes is going to go up. So and I'm telling you this backstory because this is why it's so important for us to have our own food. Most of the tomatoes in Tennessee are grown in Granger County. When the tornadoes came through this spring, was about 2 months ago, right around when they hit my family's place in Jackson, they had tornadoes in Granger County. It wasn't declared a disaster area, so they didn't get FEMA money to repair all those greenhouses up there. So there are going to be a lot of tomato growers who won't have tomatoes, and some are going to go out of business. So last year was the first year in America that we imported more fresh produce than we grew. So it's just going to get worse. And with the price of supplies and fertilizer, things like that, and seeds, it's going to be more important than ever for us to grow our own food. And Memphis is so cool because uh, I've grown tomatoes in 2 different areas here in Memphis and haven't watered them because the soil is so good, right? I don't plant them too close, so I don't have to use irrigation. And Memphis has so much humidity. So I've talked about this. Memphis is almost a subtropical climate, and you're sitting on top of all this water. So the water supply is not short. It just needs to be used more efficiently, right? So, and again, with the USDA, they have, there are a lot of outreach grants that some of you can tap into as well. So there's an organization called NIFA. And if you look at some of these $15 to $30 million grants, they're available through NIFA for outreach, education. Um, uh, so
What is the
organization,
acronym? You said NEFA?
NIFA, N-I-F-A.
NIFA. Okay. Okay.
And there's a sister heading that organization up now.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
There's a question, Madam K she has her hand raised.
Oh, okay.
Let me ask you this. Is it okay for us to ask questions now? Do you want us to wait till the end?
No, you can ask me now.
Okay. Madam K, hey, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Hi, Mr. Reggie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
My question is how do we make the decision on what to plant or what to grow? Like, how do we know? How do we figure out what we should be doing to take advantage of these programs in terms of that? Like, how do we know where to start?
So you get a farm and tract number for your property, and then you will get, and that's through Farm Service Agency here in Shelby County, right? And then you'll go to NRCS, Natural Resource Conservation Service. That's out here at the Agri Center as well.
Right.
And they'll come out and do a conservation plan for your property.
So do you have to request that? I'm sorry.
No. So I think I'm at that point because I got something back that told me that I was in an area where there was highly erodible. It was like HEL or something.
Yeah.
And they're going to send me a plan. Okay. Yes, highly erodible land. That's it. And they're going to send me a plan to help conserve, I guess, that area there.
Yes.
So my question is, how do
I can't hear. Can y'all hear? We
no,
can't
you're
hear.
muted.
You're muted. Madam Governor, we can't hear you. So Mr. Reggie, so she was, I guess.
Sorry, the phone was ringing and it muted me.
Okay. Okay, because we didn't hear anything you said.
I was trying to figure out how do I know what type of crops to plant? You know, like if because I do want to grow food to, like, obviously feed myself and my family, but how do I know what things to plant when you have that type of scenario with your land? Like they said they would send me a conservation plan that I'm supposed to follow, which I want to do, but I don't want to plant things that go against. Is that possible that I could plant something that would work against the plan that they send me to follow in terms of the highly erodible soil?
Yeah. So what you need to do is send an email to Fred at the NRCS office.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Walker.
Okay.
And
I just put all the links in the chat for the local service center office for Shelby County, Fayette County, and Tipton County. They're all in the chat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So well, just send him an email and let him know that you want to use some portion of your land for planting vegetables right now, so that they can have someone come out, or he can come out and tell you where you can plant.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank
Thank
you
you
very
so
much. Okay.
You're welcome.
Madam
Yes.
President.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Reggie, so just
Yeah.
piggybacking on what you were referring to about the grant or the loan for the children, the $5,000 grant. So now,
Is loan.
and you mentioned a lot about the cows. So is it specifically for cows, or they can use that for just planting regular vegetables and that type of stuff?
They can use it for vegetables as well.
Okay, because in the urban community, I don't think we're going to be doing cows. That's
No,
why-
no, that's why I said that. That's why I used the hydroponic example.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And so, as opposed to them being able to buy cows, we can look at them buying a lot, right?
Right.
That's how you build wealth.
Right.
And so they get a lot, and you can, put raised beds on it, get a conservation plan from NRCS, and the next year you can look at getting a small hoop house. So there's just a lot of different things we can use that for. And the way we're going to have to build this, and I'm doing the same thing in rural Tennessee, is allowing the children to be the farmers.
Right. And that's a good thing for our communities, because our children need something to do. That's
Right.
going to be real awesome.
Well, it gives them hope. It's the
Mhm.
same in rural Tennessee. It's lack of jobs, lack of income, lack of hope. So they do things that they feel they need to do to fill that void. But also, more importantly, when you eat better, you feel better and you think better.
Mhm.
And a lot of these programs, like I said, have been around for ages. And what most of them don't talk about is the actual father of all these programs was George Washington Carver at Tuskegee.
Mhm. Mhm.
So all the conservation programs that we're looking at now, he did that in the early 1900s, and white farmers didn't want to listen to him. So they hired a white guy with the USDA and took all George Washington Carver's programs, and that's how we got the conservation program we have now.
Right.
So, but again, these are slow hanging fruit. And when you look at families without much income, they can take this program and get basically free money to build garden beds in the
Right.
backyard. And if they're on food stamps or EBT cards, they are able to get plants and seeds with that card.
That's good.
Yeah. So whether they go to Kroger, Walmart, I don't think Home Depot offers it, but does Amazon now accept EBT cards?
I don't know. Does anybody know that? Looks like Tennille said. Miss Tennille said
Okay.
they.
Yeah, so they can buy seeds and plants from Amazon.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's something that they don't talk about with the SNAP program. They talk about how they can go pick up food from here or there, but that a lot of these food issues could be solved with vegetable gardens, and then the grocery bills wouldn't be so high, and it takes a lot of pressure off our community.
Yeah.
But also looking at another program through the USDA, rural development. So some of these buildings in Memphis that are vacant, once someone establishes himself as an urban farmer and 50% of their income is from urban agriculture, they can take one of these buildings in Memphis well, Pathway Lending will finance the portions that rural development doesn't take care of, but they can retrofit that building for indoor growing.
Mm.
So like
Oh, for
Elon
indoor.
Musk, yeah, hydroponics, aquaponics, and rural development, yes. Rural
Okay.
development, even though it's rural development, they have energy plans or renewable energy grants that will pay for 50% of the cost of renewable energy, like solar panels, insulation, doors, windows. Yeah.
And that would be really good in our neighborhoods where you have vacant, vacant commercial buildings or churches or different things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So these are things. Yeah. These are. Oh, I'm sorry.
I see your hand raised, Ms. Shanita. Did you have a question, or is that?
I do have a question. When you were talking about people that receive EBT, food stamps, and the like, now, when it comes to getting a farm number, can they still get a farm number if they are a renter?
If they're renting a house, yes.
And how?
Absolutely.
Okay, and how does that affect them if they move from that rental?
They would have to get a farm and tract number for the next place. But the thing is, once that house has a farm and tract number, it's always going to have it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
So see, where was I? Oh, I was talking about earlier about the county executive offices.
Mhm.
So with Memphis, again, you guys are getting an urban ag office. So the county executive director is a position that the Farm Service Agency committee selects. We select all of them in the state of Tennessee. So we're going to be selecting the one from Memphis. And it's important for all of us to get involved in agriculture because now Memphis has an urban ag office. All the things come from the state office is going to impact Memphis.
Mhm.
And so, I may roll off this committee this year. I may serve another term. I don't know just yet. But whatever the case is, we need to have key people in position that you nominate for this. That's how you get elected. So you have someone nominate you, and then it's appointed by the Secretary of Agriculture. But once you're nominated and get the interview and get the job, you can have a say so on what goes on in your community. Because I can't give you details on some of the stuff, but I've been able to block some things that would have negatively impacted our community.
Right.
And that's why, again, it's so important for us to get on these county committees because in Memphis, the office is only open one day a week right now.
Right.
And if we had more Black folks on that committee making the decisions, that office would have been open 5 days a week, just like every other office.
Mm.
So that by that office being closed 4 days out of the week, and it's in the agri center, it's limited the amount of funds that could come to Memphis.
Okay.
Yeah. So you think about how many people could get a hoop house in Memphis if that office was open 5 days a week.
Right.
Yeah. So again, getting involved and there's the city of Memphis again has compost, and the thing is with that compost, people can get money for building those raised beds through NRCS.
What is compost? Can you tell them what are you referring to?
It's really rich soil that the city of Memphis has at their landfill, not a landfill, but their mulching facility.
Mm-hmm.
When I got some for Perea Elementary School, I couldn't believe how nice it was. I mean, if you bought a truckload of that stuff in Nashville, I don't know about Memphis, but it'd be close to $1,000.
Okay.
And they delivered it free of charge just to help build a garden at the school. So if we're building gardens that aren't being used for profit, just to feed the families, it can be done through a nonprofit, and it's delivered free.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
And also, there are a lot of classes. There's a group called the Center for Profitable Agriculture. It's out of Spring Hill, Tennessee. They have classes that are held all over the state of Tennessee, and it's control. It's not control, but it was established by UT Knoxville and Farm Bureau. And another thing they'll do, so if you've got a large project going on in Memphis that's ag based, and you need somebody to come out and do a farm plan for you, they'll come out and do it free of charge.
Okay, so that's good information because I think probably a lot of people on here, they're like, okay, we get the farm track number, we get the NRCS and everything. And so after that, we're waiting on somebody to, we can call somebody to tell us, so where we go from here, so we can just, they can walk us through the process, and that's a free,
Free.
something free that you get, right?
Right.
Okay, so I think everybody needs to know that. So farm track number, get the NRCS number, and then you can call that number to get somebody to help you through the process. So
Right.
now, even given that, I want to go back to what you were saying about voting and the person that would represent Memphis. So the nomination process, are we, as once we get these numbers, we're able to vote, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And once we're able to vote, then what are the qualifications for the board members that we would actually we'll be actually voting for? Do they have to be longtime farmers? What does that entail if we nominate a board member?
No, so they need to be involved in that. It would behoove them to be involved in agriculture, but
Right.
the whole thing is, there are no real qualifications.
Okay, so that's what, okay. Okay, good, okay. There are no real qualifications. So if one of them
it's just,
out here and they wanted, we can nominate somebody. Okay, all right. That's what I got.
it's been that way for years. And like I said, I just found out about it 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had heard about it, but I didn't know how controlling that board actually is.
Okay.
So again, normally, so I say we need 200 people, and the reason I say that is safety, is safety in numbers. Normally, it doesn't matter which county you're in, only 20 to 30 people actually vote in those elections.
Right.
So if we have 200, then, even if they start registering people, I'm just trying to get ahead of the curve, right?
Right.
I'm trying to get ahead of what could happen. So, word gets around and people sneak and do things. So just like you guys came to my farm day,
Mhm.
you left before the second farm tour.
Okay.
But when everybody went to the farm tour, there were two white ladies who came there, and they had to be scouting the place. They
Okay.
came, everybody was gone, and they wanted to get some information on how to obtain funds to build a slaughterhouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they own a produce store not far from where the community center is, but it's on the highway, the main highway. But yeah, so they're lurking and they're watching. So somebody's going to be noticing if a bunch of black folks go get farm and track numbers.
Right.
So I just wanted as many folks getting them. So 200 is a safe number for me.
Okay, so y'all heard that we're trying to get 200 people in Memphis to get a farm and track number, and it's actually going to be so beneficial for our community. So we will get this, we'll have this information, and we'll try to share it so that we can have maybe more people, or maybe have it at a space like, once we try to figure out a strategic way of getting people in and getting them this information. And maybe we all start at one time, make sure they get this information, knowing that their children can benefit from this.
Right.
They can hire their children to farm, and they can get some free. It's a loan, but it's kind of like free money, because they give you a chance to do what you need to do to pay them back, and then you can repeat that. Roll and repeat the next month. Now, let me ask you something. When you say the children can get involved, so let's say the child has to be at least 10 years old. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
Between
the child
10 and 20.
10 and 20. Okay, now if you have more than one child, let's say you have 3 or 4 and all of them are 10, 12, 14, 16, can all of them get one, or just one person?
All of them.
See, y'all hear that? If you got
Yeah.
children, put them to work. Give them 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what Sheena and I are going to try and do, Stephanie, is we're working to get a date together. We haven't finalized, but we're going to work to get a farm and track and conservation sign up day on our farm.
Oh, yes. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And we can invite him. Okay.
Yeah. So we're trying to do that early October.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good. Because now I'm looking at this, is this the Growing Forward program that we're talking about? Or is this something different?
Growing Forward is that's farm credit.
That's farm credit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Farm credit, I'll tell you, so they do some unique stuff for their customers. I went to one of the conferences. Once you get involved in their Know to Grow program, it takes any ag business you want from its infancy to your idea, right?
Mhm.
And they want to scale it to however big you want it to be, right? So guess who one of their customers is?
Who?
Uncle Nearest.
Okay, who?
Uncle Nearest,
Okay.
the bourbon company.
Oh,
Yeah. Fawn
Okay.
Weaver, she's one of their customers.
oh,
So
wow.
that, yeah. So that's what they do. But we just didn't know.
Okay.
I went to one of their conferences 2 years ago, last year. I think it was last year. And what I found out is once you get in their program, you have a financial advisor for life.
Hmm.
So when you go to their conference, you're not just going there to learn about new things. They have your financials already printed out for you for the year and from
Mhm.
previous years. And you're a group of farmers that'll sit at a table and they're sitting with their personal financial
Wow.
advisor.
Okay.
And so this person, Commissioner Hatcher, who spoke at my farm day,
Mhm.
he's one of their customers.
Okay.
The robotic dairy he has up there is so fancy. They took him from where he was to where he is today.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
basically, you need a vision.
yes, and we all have one,
Right.
but oftentimes we don't have resources to make that vision happen.
Right.
So we're trying, and while you think everybody else is just soaring with theirs, they got a really solid foundation underneath.
Okay.
And so that's why I have these events, is so that we bring all these resources to the table and make sure everybody's made aware. But farm credit is incredible, and the beautiful thing about farm credit for farmers is they don't want you to put up your land for collateral.
Hmm.
And they look like they're a private entity, but they're not. They're a federal entity. They're just run like a private entity.
So you say they don't want you to put up
Your
collateral.
land.
So what? So you don't have to have collateral? Is that what you're saying?
They don't like to deal with collateral. They
Oh,
want to keep farmers in business.
wow.
So
Okay.
and so black farmers have pretty much been excluded from them.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting.
I learned all that at their conference. I just I
Yeah.
was invited to come, and my cousin and I were the only two blacks out of about 250 folks there.
Right.
So that's the stuff that we've not been told.
Yeah, we're not privy to, because even when we went to, we found I mean, it was so much information that was overwhelming, but they were talking about, I'll go back to what you were saying as far as getting loans and grants to like purchase buildings or whatever. They were saying that even if you had land and you wanted to build a property on the land, and because it's farming land, they give you really low interest, like exceptionally low interest loans to build on that property. And they've been
Yes.
doing it forever.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like, wow. So there's so much stuff that we don't know. And for us to really to glean or try to get what we need to start here. Get our farm track number, get our NRCS, call the people, start like a small little um farming area, and take it from there. And then we could just make that go, I'll say, viral.
And
And
that's the goal. That
yeah.
is the goal. So
Uh,
I will the very first farm day I had for my family, we had about 50 people maybe show up.
mhm.
And after that, people got excited, and people in 5 different states in my five different family members in 5 different states started taking advantage of USDA program.
Right.
This year, you saw we had a total of about 160 people showed up.
Yeah. That was a
And
lot of people.
so, yeah, and people and several cousins that told me they knew I was doing it, but they had to see some proof. So when they saw other cousins get hoop houses and start getting conservation checks, because like I said, the first check they get is $4,500. And in year 5, it balloons to almost 45,000.
Oh, wait, did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So people black folks with land who like a lot of us have family members with land is just sitting there, nothing's being done with it.
Right.
You get a conservation plan and get some money coming in. Shanita still have her hand. She have her hand
Oh,
up.
Shanita, I'm sorry. Ma'am Shanita, you got a question? Is that a previous one or that's a new one?
I have a couple questions.
Okay,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was the name of the organization? You said farm that you were just talking about for the loans?
Farm credit.
eFarm Credit,
Farm,
eFarmCredit.com.
farm credit. Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure I make that available. And
Yeah.
then can you talk about the counties that are surrounding us, like Tippin County and Fayette County? Can you talk about the need in those areas
As far
as Black
like,
farmers in those areas?
or you mean like the county, what our needs are for the county committees?
Yes, and even just for people who want to start a farm on their property that live in those counties.
So the process is the same. So they need a farm and tract number, and they would need to get NRCS out to do a conservation plan for them. It's the process is the same. The difference here is oftentimes people in the city have been shunned because most of the NRCS offices, Farm Service Agency offices, have dealt with people with large tracts of land, and so and people who are not minorities, right? So the process is the same. And the thing is, if you have a problem with the Farm Service Agency office, call the state office or call me. Send me an email because I'm on the state committee, so I can make sure you're taken care of.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay. I don't see any questions in the chat. Does anybody else have any questions before Mr. Reggie goes on?
I do have a question, and then I'll also have a statement if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am, you have the floor.
Okay, so well, my question is, I want to go back to the like the farm business plan. I was on the website and saw I was on I think it's the Farm Service Agency site, I believe, and I saw like a application packet that has a bunch of different documents in it. And so I saw one that was labeled farm plan. I think it was called. Is that the business plan that you're speaking about that we can get help with? And also my statement is, I'm not sure how, I think the guy, Philip Coleman is also the representative for the Farm Service Agency in Tipton County. He helped us here in Shelby County, and he was super nice.
Yes, he
And he gave us information. So I can't.
Let me tell you why he's so nice. Phil has been
please.
chastised. He's
Okay.
been reprimanded severely, so that's why he's so nice to you.
He's been
He hasn't always been
chastised,
that nice.
reprimanded.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has been reprimanded severely.
Thank you
so
for
that's why he's so nice. So don't let that smile fool you. He has blocked so many Black folks from getting what they need.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay,
don't pat him on the back too much.
So that we can know the truth. That's why I made this.
Yes.
Yeah. So is the farm plan that I saw in that application, is that the same farm plan that they would help us with?
No. So Center for Profitable Ag is a totally different entity.
Okay.
Yeah, they're totally different. So you would need to go on their website and register. But so the thing is, they're in Spring Hill, Tennessee, but they have representatives all over the state of Tennessee. And the reason it's important for you guys to start calling on them is because they need to start serving Black folks in urban environments or urban communities. Okay? It's a service that's paid for by our tax dollars through the University of Tennessee. So don't let that service go unused for our community.
That's good.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And I've got to go pretty soon because I've got to be at another event, but another something else. I got to be at a meeting early in the morning. So
okay. Does anybody else have any more questions? Because again, what our objective is tonight was to make sure everybody kind of knew what's available and what we can do for our communities. So right now, strategically, we need to try to galvanize some 100 to 200 people to try to get them to farm track numbers. But Mr. Reggie is going to let us know that day when they set that day up where we all can go together. And if I'm not mistaken, we can just kind of like do like Phil Colvin did. We can get them on the spot, or at least we could just apply for them on that specific day. Is that correct?
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna coordinate that with a couple who was a farm service agency who was at the farm day, really nice couple, young couple. Yeah, so I'll get Lisa and her husband, Stephen, to come down from the state office to Sheena's farm at some point.
Okay. Okay.
And hopefully, we're shooting for early October.
Okay. Yeah, and it's just important for you all to know that you can do this in your, I'm sure you all understand this, you can do this in your backyard. You don't need like a whole acre of land or anything like that. You can do this in your backyard, and you can have your grandchildren or your children to get those $5,000 grants, put them to work, have them do something to do in the summer, and those different kind of things. So that would actually be really awesome. So we just want everybody to spread the word. And so again, we'll begin to give more information out once we find out the specific date. But even your sisters, brothers, or whatever within the Memphis area, ask them to go ahead and it's free. Also, the numbers are free. There's no charge. You just fill out the application, you get a free farm track number, and you get the NRCS information, and then you have the number to call somebody to help them walk you through the plan or look at your soil and everything and find out what it is that you want to plant. Now, stop me if I'm wrong, Mr. Reggie.
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay.
Absolutely right. And two, once these children start growing things and making money, get them to buy some of these vacant lots in Memphis.
Yeah. Yep. And if they know that they're putting their minds and their hands to work, and they won't have so much time for all this other stuff. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So thank you so very much again. Thank you all for sharing. Hopefully you all got something from it, and y'all can get y'all's farming track. I know I'm on a great information. Oh, okay. Okay, I thank you all so much. I hopefully at least everybody on this call, y'all just get your farmer track number. Again, it's the Farm Services Agency, and it's what is it on? Where is it on?
It's on Germantown Parkway Road. It's at the Agri Center.
Yeah, and so it's open one day a week from 9 to 5. One day a week from 9 to 5 in the Memphis area. Now in Tipton County, Covington is open Monday through Friday, but it's easier just to go on a Tuesday. We went right in, we got it done probably in about an hour, and that was it. So now,
go
ahead.
You don't even have to go in. You can call them.
Oh, you can call them and get the information in?
They can send the information to them through the mail to you.
Okay. So do we have the information, Madam Shani? Did you have that in the chat as well?
Yes, they're all in the links for Shelby County, Tipton County, and Fayette County. And everybody that's on the call, I'll be sure to send it out in email after this. Okay.
Okay. So it's really simple. That part is simple. The part is not simple is us galvanizing together and trying to get 100 to 200 people to get on the same page so we can make a difference, and we could get some of that money, some of those services that our that we as taxpayers are giving to folks that don't look like us all year long.
Yeah, and when you do that, the white politicians are going to be thinking differently about black votes.
Right. Right. And we have our vote, right? And we'll have a right to vote as well.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
So thank you all so much.
Thank you all. I pray you all have a good night. If I have any questions, feel free to email us at wcnareb@gmail. Is that right? wcnareb@gmail.com. And we will again. Go ahead. Go ahead. wcnareb@gmail.com, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. So thank you all so much. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all hopefully tomorrow night. No, is it tomorrow night?
Wednesday
night. Okay. Thank you again, Mr. Reggie. We appreciate you so much. We look forward to working with you and supporting your efforts.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll take care now.
Bye-bye, y'all. Good night.
Good night.